All right, first and foremost, I want to say call out Yahweh by Shem Shai. But I just said as all praises to the Father in the name of the Son. I also want to say Yahweh by Shem Shai Barakatah, or Most High in Christ bless. What I'm just gonna go into, man, is kind of the same thing that I've been touching base on with this Acts 10, man. About Cornelius being an Edomite or an Israelite or a heathen, man. This should not be a talking point for the Israelites, man. Like for real, this is problematic, man. To be honest, man, because he ain't around no more, man. Right? And everybody thinking it's some big matter, man. And I want to shout out. I know I don't usually speak in good light of the brothers, man, but shout out to the elders of Bach, man, because he said it's not a matter of salvation. This is what he always pinpoint, and I did come up with him in this camp, man. And I mean, I learned a lot from him. I took parts from his camp and applied it to my camp, and then took parts of the other camps I dealt with, GMS, and other ones I was under, man. And I applied it to what I do today, man. And honestly, man, this is one thing that I don't think is a matter that's gonna change anything in the nation, man. Hold on, I think it's 2 and 12, right? I just don't believe that this is a main focus for Israel, man. Right, to be asking or calling for debates or anything like that about matters that don't change nothing for the Israelite man, woman, and child, man, is vanity, man. Right? Actually, let's start with that, man, because it's just vanity, man. And over again, we constantly seeing brothers going into these things, and it don't change nothing, man. If brothers is wicked, brothers is wicked. If brothers is righteous, brothers is righteous, man. So this is Ecclesiastes 1 and 2. It says, "Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity, man." Right, and this is nothingness, man. Right, worried about the nationality or whatever of Cornelius ain't gonna change you. It ain't gonna change how you get or operating in this truth. Are you working to be perfect in this thing, man? Right? Are you trying to be the man that you're supposed to be? Right? Philippians 2 and 12, it says, "Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed," right? Not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence. "Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling," man. Right? So we worried about Cornelius and what his nationality is, or even like I went back a couple months ago, man, on the YouTube channel, right? I don't want to get it this way, right? Let's go back a couple ways. But let's see if we could get this real quick, man. Because before I even talk about it, man, I want to show it, man. Right? Ruth. Where's Ruth? Where's Ruth? Where's Ruth? Right, can't be too far away, man. So I'm probably already past it. So let's go here, Ruth. Right, I got two. Okay, wow. So right here, man, Ruth the Israelite. Like, that's not a matter, right, of salvation, man, right? That's not a matter that's going to get us the kingdom quicker or none of that stuff, man. That's not a matter that's going to change who you are, man, right? It's not. We got to really worry about our own selves, man. I'm going to start at Philippians 4, or 1 Peter chapter 4 and 17. It says, "For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God," man. Right, judgment is gonna start with us, man. Judgment gonna start with the Israelites, man. It's if you're not right, man, you're gonna be judged in these days, man. Right. And it says, "And what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God," man. Right. Let's actually get another precept real quick, man. So this is Hebrews chapter 12. Right, and I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, "For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, right, and scourges every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chasteneth, God dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not, right? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof are partakers, then ye are bastards, not sons, right? So furthermore, we had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much more rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live, man? So we got to understand, we want to be judged now, man, or we want to be chastened now. We want to go through the hardships now, so that when it comes time for the Lord to send His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, man, right? Then we're gonna have this, man. Verse 10, it says, "For they verily for a few days chasten us after their own pleasure, right? But He for our profit, right, that we might be partakers of His holiness, man." Right, so we got to understand that this is when we go through things, man. It is only for a short season, man, and it's only because we're gonna have to get better in the end, man. Let me get one more in this, man. Right, Romans 8:18, right? That's my favorite. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us, right? So when we go back to this First Corinthians or First Peter chapter 4 and 18, it says, "And if the righteous be scarcely saved, right? It says, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?" Right? So worrying about Cornelius being an Israelite or Cornelius being the heathen, man, it don't change nothing, man. Right? If he is an Israelite, that don't change you. Right? If he is a Edomite, it don't change you. Right? Ruth being an Israelite don't change nothing, man. Right? The different people of the Bible don't, especially in heathen manners, man, they don't change nothing, man. Right? When our forefathers and all that stuff, that really it makes a big difference, man. But when we got certain people who it's not establishing a matter of salvation, man, we need to not be too bent up on this stuff, man. Right? And I hate to go in this route, man, but I have to. Right? So Romans 16, right? So Romans 16 and 17, it says, "Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause division and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them," right? "For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, but their own belly," right? "And by good works and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple," right? "For if your obedience," right, obeying the law, statutes, commandments, is come abroad unto all men, I'm glad therefore on your behalf. But yet I would have you wise unto that which is good, and simple concerning evil." So we got to be wise concerning what is good, man. We need to be understanding the law, statutes, commandments. If they're not teaching the law, statutes, commandments, man, then we need to be staying away from them, man, and understand that some doctrine is going to be different, but you need to be cleaving unto one elder or one congregation, and just don't deal with the rest of the stuff, man. And honestly, if they not teaching the law, statutes, commandments, be far from them, man. It don't make a difference, man. The major thing is that we teaching the law, statutes, commandments, man, because that's how we working on our own salvation, man. So going back into this First Peter chapter 4, right? I'm going to go back to verse 18. "And if the righteous scarcely," so we barely be saved, right? It says, "Where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear," right? "Wherefore let them suffer according to the will of God, commit the keeping of their souls to Him in well-doing," right? So He gonna keep our souls if we do well, right? As unto the faithful Creator. I got another one that I want to get into, right? I honestly only had 2 verses that I had to go off of with this lesson, man, and the Spirit will have you going for how long? 9 minutes, 10 minutes off of 2 verses, man. So it's a beautiful thing to be able to even go expound off of this right here, man. I think it's 38, right? So this is Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 37. "And I will cause you to pass under the rod and bring you into the bond of the covenant." This talking about the children of Israel, of course, right? "And I will purge out from among you the rebels," right? The rebels getting purged, man, "and them that transgress against me, and I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn," right? "And they shall not enter into the land of Israel, man, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh," man. got another one I want to get, man. So if we not following the ways of the Lord, man, we're gonna be purged out, man. We don't want to be purged out. We want to be humble and of a lowly spirit, man, so that we know that the Lord going to be dealing with us, man. We cannot expect to get in this thing, man, if we end wickedness, man. This is Matthew chapter 5, right, and 17, right. So it says, "Think not I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For barely I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled," right? "Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so," right, "he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven." This was this about, man. Right? We don't want to be called least in the kingdom of heaven, so we need to be doing what? "But whosoever do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven," right? And then I'm going to go to verse 20. It says, "For I say unto you that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven," right? You ain't going to enter into the kingdom of heaven. You're going to be a rebel, man, right? So we got to understand that this thing is pivotal for the ways. Yeah, I was right. It's a lot, yeah. For the ways in getting in this kingdom, man. Right? So I got another one, man. Revelation 22 verse 14, it says, "Blessed are they that do his commandments," right? "That they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter into the gates of the city," right? "For without are dogs," right? "And sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie," man. Right? So we got to understand that if we're going to break the laws of God, we're not going to get in the kingdom, man. We're going to be outside the kingdom, man. Outside is not weeping and gnashing of teeth, man. Right? We don't want to have to deal with that, man. Right? We don't want to be cast out into the weeping and gnashing of teeth, man. We want to be accepted of the Most High, man. So we should be teaching the law, statutes, commandments. I got another one I'm going to get into, right? Right? So it's always the same message when you get into this, right? This is Deuteronomy chapter 6. It says, "Now these are the commandments and the statutes and the judgments, right, which Yahweh your power commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whither you go to possess it," man. This is what we're gonna do in the kingdom, man. Right? That thou mayest fear Yahweh thy power, to keep all his statutes and his judgments and his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee, thou and thy son and thou son's son, right, all the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged, right? It says, "Hear therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it," right, "that it may be well with thee," right, "and that ye may increase mightily," right? And it says, "As Yahweh God of thy fathers have promised thee," right, "in the land that floweth with milk and honey," right? So I got another one that I wanted to get. I can't forget it that quick, man. Man, I just had something on the top of my head. I'm just gonna go with this one that's on my head, right? Right. So this Ecclesiastes 12 verse 13, it says, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man," man. I got it now. But we got to be making sure that we keeping these commandments, man, because it ain't no way that we going to get out of this place without keeping the commandments. And I got another one after this, so I'm going to just type it in real quick so I don't forget. All praise to the Most High. All right, so this is Judges chapter 5, verse 11. It says, "They that are delivered," right, in order to be delivered, right, "from the noise of the archers," right? So deliver from the bombs that's going to hit America, man. America going to be destroyed, obviously, with the thermonuclear missiles, man, right? "In the places of drawing water," right? It says, "There they shall rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh," man. In our captivity, we need to be rehearsing the righteous acts of the Lord, man, which is keeping the law, statutes, commandments, man. Being righteous is keeping the law, statutes, commandments. Actually, let's go into that real quick, man, because it's obvious. We could get this real quick, man. I just want to see the righteous, rehearse righteous, right? Righteous acts, and that's tazadaqua, right? Tazadaqua, right? In which that justice, righteousness, to judge, ruler, king of law, right, of Davidic King Messiah, righteousness of God's attributes, right, righteousness in a case or cause, right, righteousness, truthfulness, righteousness as ethically right, man, right, righteousness as vindicated, justification, salvation, man, of God, prosperity, righteous acts, man, right. So we got to understand this is going into doing things morally right. I wish it would say things like that. Okay, it do say that, right? It says morally, virtue, or figuratively prosperity, man. It's about the moral or the righteous acts or the right things to do, man. It shall be our good if we obey the voice of the Lord our God, man. Right, so it says, they that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawing water, there they shall rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of Yahweh go down to the gates. Then we're going to get into the kingdom, man. Right, when we keep his ways, man. And the ways ain't just talking about the commandments. It's about the faith in Yahweh Shai as well, like I read in Revelation chapter 22, man. These are they that keep the commandments and faith of Jesus Christ. I think that was Revelation, right? Hold on. Salakia, let me just look it up. I don't know if I just got it. I it slipped my mind that quick. Salakia. Oh no, it wasn't that. So I'm gonna get that really quick before I even go into this, right? Because I want to make sure that I reiterate that Christ is important too, man. Don't think that I'm not teaching Christ over here, man. This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 12. It says, here is the patience of the saints, and here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and faith of Yahweh Shai, man. So in order to get the kingdom, you need to be able to, you need to be keeping the faith as well, man. And this is what's important for the Israelites, man. So I'm going to get another one, Deuteronomy 30, verse 1, right? And it's actually, I'm going to just start at verse 2. No, because it goes into Judges 5 where I was just at. So I'm going to start at verse 1. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, right? Which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all nations, whither Yahweh thy power hath driven thee, right? And shall return unto Yahweh thy power, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that then Yahweh thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, right? And will return and gather thee from all the nations whither Yahweh thy power hath scattered thee, man. So in order to be saved, in order to be brought out of this place, man, we need to be keeping the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahweh Shai, man. Right? That's what it is, man. That's what it boils down to, man. Right? I mean, I didn't really have too much to go off of with this video, and I went 18 minutes, so all praise to the Most High for that, man. But that's what it's all about, man. Wanted to do all this other stuff, man. It's crazy. So what it should be the focus of every Israelite. I gotta get another one, Salakia, right? I think it's Luke 9, right? But I'm not sure. It's Matthew 6. So let me get this really quick. This is Matthew chapter 6. I gotta start up in verse 19, right? It says, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal, man. I gotta get another precept with this, man. It's Jeremiah 6. It's either Jeremiah 16 or Jeremiah 17. Blessed is the man that trusts in Yahweh. Wait, hold on. I gotta look it up. I know it's one of these, but I don't know a verse. I almost put Yahweh. Jeremiah 17. Bear with me, Salakia, right? I gotta get this before I get the rest of this, man. So this Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 7, it says, verse 5, I'm actually going to start with. Thus saith Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from Yahweh, man. So you trusting in men, man, and you trusting in the ways of man, and that's gonna get you cursed, man. It says, for he shall be like the heath in the desert. You're gonna be like them dry bars that go down the desert, man. Right, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, man. So you're gonna be cast out, man. Right, in the salt land and not inhabited. Blessed is the man that trusteth in Yahweh, whose hope Yahweh is, man. For he shall be as a tree planted by waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when he cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of the drought, neither cease from yielding fruit, man. So going back to this Matthew 6:19, we gotta trust in the Most High. It says, "But lay up for yourself." Matthew 6:20, it's but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, where thieves do not break through nor steal. So you ain't worried about thieves, man, when you trust in the Most High, man. It says, "For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." So if you worry about things of this earth, man, then you're gonna be worried about things of the world, man. Or where your treasure is. If you value the things of the world, you're gonna be brought low, man. But if you value the things of the kingdom of heaven, man, the Lord is gonna help you, man. The Lord is gonna, even in this the future, man, when the kingdom comes, man, like it says in Romans 8:18 that we already got. We endure chastening, man. Or it was about the glory that would be revealed in us, man. Right, but we only going through this trouble for a little season, man. I can't remember how the beginning of it go right now, man. But it says the light of the body is the eye. This is what I really wanted to get, right. If therefore thine eye be single, the whole body shall be full of light, man. 1 John 5:7. I'm not gonna get into that, right, but look into it, man. Or 1 John 1, about being children of the light, not children of the darkness, man. Right, so verse 23, but if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness, man. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness, man? Right, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, right, or else he would hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon, man. So we gotta understand, you need to be worried about keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, keeping the faith, and staying true to the Most High, man. All of this other stuff is folly. It don't matter about everything else, man. Trust in the Lord, man. Right? Because that is what we should be worried about, man. So I'm gonna end it here. With that, I want to say shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai Barakatah, EGA, till we see the day. Kwame Shah.